Hello everyone, good morning, and this is the fourth week of April, and we're live on HwosfanTV. Going to talk about the weekly physical album charts, the fourth week of April. It is raining again here on the East Coast in the US. Hope the weather is warm wherever you are. And looking at the weekly physical album chart, top 10, there are a lot of new albums that were released this week that made to top 10. So very exciting. We get to talk about those albums and those artists and what they've been up to in this week. So hello. Give a couple of minutes as usual and get started. Hello, how's everyone doing? I love the emojis on the chat, it's very cute. Okie dokie, so I suppose we'll get started on announcing this week's weekly physical album chart. Okay. Hello everyone. We will announce the world's one and only real-time chart, HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart starting now. This is your host Joe as usual, and if you are curious about learning about K-pop album sales, please subscribe to the channel and also like this video. Okay, so we'll take a look at the weekly physical album chart rankings of the fourth week of April. Starting with the 10th place. 10th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April was taken by (G)I-DLE. (G)I-DLE's I Trust album was sold 3,757 copies in the last week. As we all know, the title track is called Oh My God, and we've been talking about this particular album, also the title track, for several weeks now, and another proof that it is a indeed popular album, and also the song, the music video of the title track, Oh My God, surpassed 50 million views. So to celebrate that, (G)I-DLE uploaded another special choreography video, and they were all in white, which is sort of different from, I guess, the previous choreography video that they've released. So it's sort of like a different, I guess, charm and perspective to the song, so definitely check it out. You can only imagine the views gonna only go up, so who knows if there's gonna be more special content that's gonna come out of this particular title track. So there you go. The title track, Oh My God, of (G)I-DLE's I Trust album was sold 3,757 copies in the 4th week of April. Okie dokie, moving on to the 9th place. 9th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April was taken by April. April's album called Da Capo was sold 4,654 copies in the last week. So this particular album was released on the 22nd of April, and this is a comeback of April, the group, after about 1 year and 6 months, so 1.5 years, and compared to the previous concept, this is more of a, I suppose it's more sort of like a dreamy like concept, and if you watch the music video, you will probably understand what I mean. The title track is called La La Li La La, and it is a very, I would say, hopeful and exciting song. Like, if you first give it a listen, I think you would think, oh, this is sort of like a traditional girl group concept, so to speak, like in the sense that it's very bright and gives you a lot of love and hope, but it also has like that touch mix of the modern beats. So I think it's a very modern song, and it's a very nice song, especially if you're a fan of girl groups. I think you should definitely give it a listen for sure. And as the album is called Da Capo, it means in musical world that it goes back to the very beginning. So this album in particular means that the group, April as a group, are going to go back to their, the days of when they first debuted, and guess like refreshing the whole, I guess, their promotions and their thoughts and how they are, meeting the fans. So that is the meaning behind this particular album. And like someone said in the chat, April, it's definitely a song that you should listen in the spring. I think it's a very bright song and definitely makes you happy. So there you go. On the ninth place, April's Da Capo album was sold 4,654 copies in the fourth week of April and placed ninth place in HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of fourth week of April. Yeah, the concept is really, it suits April really well, like just spring in general. So, yep. Moving on to the eighth place. Eighth place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of fourth week of April was taken by NCT 127. Their album, as probably everybody know by now, NCT 127 Neozone was sold 5,734 copies in the last week. And I suppose for them, they have announced that they're gonna have an online concert, and not just any online concert, but it's supposed to be specialized in online concert. And the whole live concert set is called Beyond Live, and I suppose the SM Entertainment has partnered with one of the portal sites, Neighbor, and they're doing the live broadcast of the live concert online for a lot of the groups that belong to the SM Entertainment, starting with Super M on the 26th of April, which is, what is today? Isn't it that today? So I guess that it already happened in Korea, and continue on to WhosfanTV and NCT Dream, and last but not least, NCT 127, and on May 17th. So mark the dates. It's gonna be exciting. I'm wondering if anybody actually participated in the Super M's concert today, but it's supposed to be like really specialized to the online platform. So you have like digital light sticks, and you can leave like real-time comments on the concert. So it's a lot of interaction online. So yeah, and then apparently you can buy the tickets online through Naver Relive Plus, and also buy merchandise just like the real concerts on one of the online shopping malls. So yeah, pretty cool. Still have, for at least for NCT 127, still have a few weeks left. So get ready for that. And that was in the 8th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart, fourth week of April. NCT 127, their album NCT 127 Neozone was sold 5,734 copies in the last week. And as you know, this weekly physical album chart result is presented by HANTEO Chart, the world's one and only real-time music chart. And if you enjoy learning about the album sales and any new ongoings for the artists who rank at top 10, please subscribe to the channel and also like this video. Okie dokie, moving on to the 7th place. 7th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April was taken by BTS. BTS's Map of the Soul 7 album was sold 6,207 copies in the last week. I suppose for them, like we said, last week, BTS has announced that they're gonna do the weekly, I guess, broadcast through their YouTube channel, just to keep everybody up to date on what they're up to. And I guess last week, Suga actually sort of demonstrated his sort of creative process, I should say, of him making his own painting. So he was basically painting this giant canvas with I guess, blue paint. It's kind of interesting. Sort of supposedly upcoming album, and I guess he sort of jokingly mentioned like how they divided up their roles in this new album and whatnot. And he was supposed to release the final product of this painting as soon as possible too. So looking forward to that, and also any new updates from another member in the coming weeks. So yeah, that was in the 7th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April. BTS Map of the Soul 7 album was sold 6,207 copies in the last week. Moving on to the 6th place. 6th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April was taken by ONEUS. ONEUS's album, called In Its Time, was sold 7,654 copies last week. And they have just wrapped up their official promotion of the album this week. So I'm wondering if this would be the last time that we're seeing their album on the top 10 of weekly physical album chart, but you also never know. But as you all know, ONEUS will be appearing on Road to Kingdom. That's gonna be start airing very soon, actually, on the 30th of April. That's like next week, so maybe we get to talk about that a little bit next week as well. But I suppose they are getting ready for that particular TV show and reveal their thoughts, saying that they're gonna prove themselves, what kind of group ONEUS is on that show. So I think it's very exciting and opportunity for all the groups that are appearing on the show. It's for the fans as well. Like you can see different kinds of stages that you would not normally get from your favorite groups. So very excited to see that. Looking forward for the show Road to Kingdom. Super excited. So yeah, that was in the sixth place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart, fourth week of April, taken by ONEUS's In Its Time album, which sold 7,654 copies in the last week. And this weekly physical album chart broadcast is presented by HANTEO Chart, the world's one and only real-time chart. And this result accounts for every single album sales that's made all across the globe. So no matter where you are, if you have purchased an album during the fourth week of April, last week, to support your artist, your purchase definitely counted towards this week's results and supported your artists. So thank you for that. Moving on to the fifth place. Fifth place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of fourth week of April was taken by Gravity. Gravity's Season 1 Hideout Remember Who You Are album was sold 9,077 copies in the last week. And the title track, as you know, is called Break All the Rules, and they have just released the choreography video of it, I would say a few days ago, I think earlier last week. And they were all in sort of like a black and white cutesy outfit, which is really cute. I think one fun thing to look out for in the choreography video is like what kind of outfit that they're in. Like you would assume that it's probably members' own outfit that they chose for themselves, but it felt a little staged to me, which is fine. It's really cute. I see somebody is fan of Gravity on the chat. Who knows? Like there are so many new rookie groups that came out this year already. It's only been 1/3 of the year, but very exciting to see who would be nominated as the Rookie of the Year. And they have also, Gravity has released the making film of the album, like the photo shoot behind the scenes video on the online channel as well. And if you've watched it, you can see, all kinds of cool poses that the members did while they were shooting the album photos, but also really cute interactions between the members too. So if you are interested in learning about, the members, I think it'll be a good video to watch. And yeah, they did place first in last week's weekly physical album chart, and also continually doing well on this week as well in the fifth place. So looking forward to what kind of record that they will set in the coming weeks as well. And that was in the fifth place, Gravity, Season 1 Hideout Remember Who We Are album that was sold 9,077 copies in the last week. Moving on to the fourth place. Fourth place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album of fourth week of April was taken by Suho of EXO. His album, Self-Portrait, was sold 9,282 copies in the last week. Yes, we've been talking about Self-Portrait and Suho a lot in the past broadcast as well. He had recently appeared on the cover of a magazine, did some photo shoots, looking gorgeous as ever, and through the interview through that particular magazine, and he sort of boasted a friendship between the EXO members and how he feels like everybody really got together as one. And I think the mantra sort of EXO is "We are one," right? So I think it's very cute and touching interview that he gave. And still, this particular album is doing very well on the charts since its release and placed fourth. So congratulations again. And that was in the fourth place of HANTEO charts, weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April, Suho of EXO. His album, Self Portrait, was sold 9,282 copies in the last week. Oh, somebody saying that they saw the cover photo. Was it good? Did you like it? I think there are certain things that only sort of like a seasoned veteran idols can pull off, and I think that was definitely one of that. So, great. Moving on to the third place. Third place of HANTEO charts, weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April was taken by HND. Their sort of, I suppose you could call it debut album, Soulmate, was sold 12,628 copies in the last week. And if you don't know who HND are, they are Hangyo and Dohyun from, I guess, Produce X11. And they have debuted sort of as a unit or duo for now. And the album, this particular album was released on the 21st of April, so not too long ago. And they have this double title tracks. One is called Soul, and the second one is called Good Night. And I guess those two have very different look and feel. The first one, Soul, is sort of a powerful dance track, and I think I thought of sort of like a older dance tracks. So it has some sort of like a retro feel to it, and so really, but still very catchy and also trendy. So it's very cool. And the second title track, Good Night, is I guess you could probably say it's a polar opposite. It's a very cutesy, sort of comical, and has like a little speech bubbles and like handwritten things on the video as well. It's a very cute video. So I think it's a very strong, I guess, debut / statement that this pair can pull off any kind of concept, and they have like definitely more to show. Yeah, somebody's saying they love Soul more. I guess if I have to choose one, I would have to choose Soul too, just because I think in general, for boy groups especially, the stronger concept does better, and I think it stays longer on the chart as well as on the music chart as well. So that's my reason, but you can also, I think also concepts like Good Night, like sort of a cutesy concept, we cannot have enough of those too. So love both, but there you go. On the third place of HANTEO charts, weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April, HND's Soulmate, that was sold 12,628 copies in the last week. Okie dokie, so we're only left with 2 artists, I can't say group this week, but only left with 2 artists this week now. And as you know, this weekly physical album chart result is presented by HANTEO chart. And if you are interested in learning about the album sales and just talk about, fun K-pop things, please subscribe to the channel and also like this video. Okie dokie, moving on to the second place. Second place of HANTEO charts weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April was taken by Solar of Mamamoo. Her single solo album, Spit It Out, was sold 68,286 copies in the last week. This album is released on the 23rd of April, so it's only been a few days. And this is her first ever solo album after debuting, I guess 6 years ago as Mamamoo. And the title track is called Spit It Out. And in one of the many interviews that she gave, she wanted to express like her passion and true heart through this concept that could be rather shocking. And indeed, if you watch the music video of Spit It Out, you can see Solar in all kinds of, I wouldn't say even outfits, it's almost like a costume. Very interesting to say the least. It's like all kinds of crazy bright colors and very interesting, I should say. But it's a very, very energetic song, and it has sort of like a trance sound behind it, so it's not just like a powerful dance song, but it's also has some mysterious feel to it. And Yeah, it's very colorful, powerful, and with the performance that Solar does, like what she does on the stage, um, it is a very interesting song. Somebody say that they were shocked. Yeah, not surprising. I think the song itself has a very strong message too. So if you closely listen to the lyrics, you could find some interesting things, I think, about Solar herself too. Um, and there was also a Spit It Out challenge on TikTok through Mamamoo official social media channel, and that video was also really funny. Like the challenge, I guess itself is to like, I guess you have to bite on something and like spit it out literally. And Solar did some funny things like with like green onions and like toilet papers and stuff, so it's kind of interesting. And if you're into that kind of thing, definitely participate into Spit It Out Challenge. And that was in the second place. Second place of HANTEO Charts weekly physical album chart, fourth week of April. Solar of Mamamoo, her first solo album, Spit It Out, was sold 68,286 copies in the last week. Okie dokie, we're only left with one artist on the top. First place of HANTEO Charts weekly physical album chart of 4th of April, and that was taken by GOT7. GOT7's album called Die was sold 281,791 copies in the last week. Big number after a few weeks of no big number, so very mouthful, but there you go. And it was released on the 20th of April, and the title track is called Not by the Moon. And I guess the adjective that could describe this is, in Korea they call it like middle age concept, but like as you know, like middle age was a pretty gross era, so I wouldn't necessarily say that, but it's like a romantic, sort of like a Victorian feel to it. So if you watch the music video, it has like a gorgeous like artistic piece behind them, and like thrones and like middle of the palace, and they are dancing gorgeously in like all white or all black suits, and the lyrics also, just like the album title, Die like DYE die, so it sings about how the singer wants to be colored in the listener's color. So like I guess it's like a really sort of a traditional true love song in that sense. And when I first listened to the song, I think I couldn't imagine how it could be, the music video could be, but I think I definitely fell in love with the song more after watching the music video and listening to the song together. So if you haven't, definitely check it out. And very glad to see that GOT7 is doing well on the music chart as well. I think they definitely deserve more in the coming days, so that's my personal opinion. And yeah, that was in the first place of HANTEO Charts weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April. GOT7's Die album was sold 281,791 copies in the last week. Congratulations everyone on the top 10 of this week's weekly physical album chart. And as usual, we'll go ahead and announce everyone from top to bottom, and think about their beautiful songs and stages and get excited for the music shows that's gonna air in the following weeks. So there you go. Starting with the first place of HANTEO Charts weekly physical album chart of 4th week of April, taken by GOT7's Die, that was sold 281,791 copies. In second place, Solar of Mamamoo, Spit It Out, was sold 68,286 copies. And in third place, H&D Soulmate, that was sold 12,628 copies. And in fourth place, Suho of EXO, his solo album Still Portrait, was sold 9,282 copies. And in fifth place, Gravity, their album Season 1 Hideout, Remember Who We Are, was sold 9,077 copies. And in sixth place, Wana's In Its Time album, that was sold 7,654 copies. In seventh place, BTS Map the Soul 7, was sold 6,207 copies. And in eighth place, NCT 127 Neozone album was sold 5,734 copies. And in ninth place, April's Da Capo album was sold 4,654 copies. And lastly, in the 10th place, G-Idol, their album I Trust was sold 3,757 copies in the fourth week of April. How was everyone? Very mouthful. Congratulations, everyone. And very excited to see the new albums and new songs that were released this week. And if you're curious about how many new albums that will be coming out next week and also make the top 10 or just, in the ranking in general of the weekly physical album chart, definitely check out the Who's Fan app on your App Store or Play Store. It just stay on there, and you can find out not only the weekly but monthly, also daily and real-time charts. So that gets updated every once in a while to show the real-time album sales all across the world. And especially if you have an artist, your favorite artist, releasing an album in the coming weeks, definitely check it out. And there are a lot of fun votes going on Who's Fan app as well, and a lot of fans that you can communicate with if you are a fan of a particular group. So definitely check it out. And if you are also, enjoying watching this broadcast and just learning about the new releases, top 10, album sales in general, definitely subscribe to WhosfanTV, this channel, and also like this video. And we'll continue to report on the weekly charts and other fun ongoings in the K-pop world. And yeah, so that was everything that we have this week. And thank you so much for watching. And this is your host, Joe. And stay healthy. We say this every week now. Stay inside, stay healthy, and see you next week at the same time. Bye, everyone.